I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The time is always right to do what is right. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. True peace is not merely the absence of tension. It is the presence of justice. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. The quality, not the longevity, of one's life is what is important. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. We are not makers of history. We are made by history. The time is always ripe to do what is right. He who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps to perpetrate it. Never succumb to the temptation of bitterness. Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. It is a sword that heals. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. Let no man pull you so low as to hate him. There comes a time when silence is betrayal. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they'd die for. Wars are poor chisels for carving out peaceful tomorrows. A right delayed is a right denied. Faith is the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. We must use time creatively, in the knowledge that the time is always ripe to do right. There is nothing more tragic than to find an individual bogged down in the length of life, devoid of breadth. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Oppressed people cannot remain oppressed forever. The limitation of riots, moral questions aside, is that they cannot win, and their participants know it. Almost always, the creative, dedicated minority has made the world better. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. A nation that continues, year after year, to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual doom. Forgiveness is not an occasional act. It is a constant attitude. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. Nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Justice too long delayed is justice denied. The hottest place in hell is reserved for those who remain neutral in times of great moral conflict. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals.